European allies have sent hundreds of modernized Soviet tanks to Ukraine since the war began. Kyiv then requested more advanced military equipment to gain the upper hand in the fight against Russia. The German-made Leopard 2 tanks fought in Ukraine, and the reality of the battlefield shows that the German tanks need upgrades. Sputnik quoted military expert Earl Rasmussen, a former U.S. Army lieutenant colonel, as saying that the unconvincing performance of Leopard tank in Ukraine is causing great damage to the reputation of the German defense corporation, Rheinmetall. According to U.S. media reports, based on Ukrainian data, Kyiv received 71 Leopard 2 main battle tanks as committed from allied countries, 5 of which were completely destroyed, and at least 10 another was so badly damaged that it had to be taken to repair stations in Poland and Germany. Western countries promised to supply 104 Leopard 2s with various configurations, most of which are A4 designs, with main guns and turret armor inferior to the A5 and A6 versions. In addition, 178 Leopard 1 tanks, the predecessor of Leopard 2, will also be transferred to Ukraine. However, the delivery of Leopard 1 to Ukraine was quite difficult when nearly 100 tanks were kept in Switzerland. It is still unclear how many Leopard 2s participated in counter-offensive campaign that began in June, but according to Mr. Rasmussen, the West placing too much hope in this tank will soon disappoint them. According to this expert, NATO weapon systems are not prepared for the type of war or conflict we are witnessing in Ukraine. According to Mr. Rasmussen, the Ukraine conflict is a war between the artillery forces of both sides, and it is difficult to have a tank battle on a large scale. Even the U.S. Army hasn't participated in tank battles in recent conflicts in Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq, or even Syria. The U.S. military experts said that Western weapons added to Ukraine are just fragmentary pieces, lack of synchronization, and adequate training. It is difficult for Kyiv to change the battlefield just by adding hundreds of new tanks. Mr. Rasmussen noted that in the various conflicts in the Middle East where the Leopard 2 participated, the German tank never faced the same dangers as in Ukraine. Leopard 2 itself is not a new tank model. They were designed in the 1970s, while the form of modern warfare has changed. Leopard 2 has been upgraded over time, but war has changed. Anti-tank weapons have also changed. According to the former U.S. Lieutenant Colonel, Rheinmetall must offer more suitable upgrades for Leopard 2, like the way Russia and China are doing. Otherwise, this tank will hardly make a difference in Ukraine. Leopard 2 has not had a good performance in Ukraine. The tank's armor and cannon system cannot meet the requirements of the battlefield. Most of the crew have a low firing rate. The Leopard 2's poor performance in some ways put pressures on Ukrainian artillery to support attacks. The Leopard 2's poor performance in Ukraine is having a negative impact on the company that manufactures it, the Rheinmetall, Germany's largest defense corporation. With battlefield experience, upgrades can take a decade or more. Rheinmetall is probably looking for a way to overcome this situation.